The high-level convergence, which brings together social protection experts from ECOWAS member states, comes as West Africa picks itself up after the COVID-19 pandemic, the impact of climate change and its consequences, on especially the marginalized and those in the informal sector. The Vice President, His Excellency Muhammed B.S. Jallow, described the regional meeting as crucial to the expansion and realization of the social protection objectives of ECOWAS member states.
This high-level commitment at the level of ECOWAS is evident in the series of consultations that took place during the development of the first draft of the social protection framework in 2018, which was subsequently adjusted in view of the pandemic and the lessons learned. As a result, the work of the experts on the existing draft social protection framework in the next few days could therefore be considered as a key starting point between member states and partners to intensify efforts and investment around social protection as a means to reduce poverty and inequality.
The ECOWAS community, in its drive towards a regional approach, is working towards a regional framework on social protection, taking cue from the protocols of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights as they relate to social protection and social security. This, according to the Vice President, is in line with his government's National Social Protection Policy and the National Development Plan by extension.
In advancing these international commitments, the government of the Gambia has formulated a National Social Protection Policy 2015-2025 with the long-term vision of establishing by 2035 an inclusive, integrated and comprehensive social protection system that will effectively provide preventive and transformative measures to safeguard the lives of all poor and vulnerable groups, to contribute to broader human development, greater economic productivity and inclusive growth. Similarly, social protection has been articulated as a key strategic priority in our newly formulated Green Recovery-focused National Development Plan.
The ECOWAS Director of Humanitarian and Social Affairs, Dr. Sintiki Tafa Ogbe, said the meeting is timely as the region continues to grapple with the impacts of COVID-19 and security challenges.
We also know that in our region we continue to have the impact of climate change that is increasing risk and vulnerabilities, not also to forget some of the conflict and insecurity issues in our region. When we look at our region, therefore, social protection, it's an important aspect of the work that we should and must do for our region.
The chair of the experts meeting, Dr. Abdul Aziz Suleiman Danladi, delved into the challenges affecting social protection in the sub-region, which he said is a critical component of sustainable development.
At present, social protection in West Africa is marked by a high degree of heterogeneity and low levels of coverage. The formal social security systems in the place only cover a minute segment of the population and neglect the most vulnerable groups. Workers with coverage only represent a small minority and form part of privileged categories: civil servants, members of the military, and certain private sector workers.
Several other experts and top officials of multilateral organizations, including the representative of the AU Commissioner for Health and Humanitarian Affairs, Mr. Lefhoko Kasameng, and the UNICEF country representative in the Gambia, Maria Victoria Balota, all spoke of the need for effective social protection framework for the sub-region to improve the welfare of the vulnerable. Alhagie Mbye, GRTS.